All right, we've been following the trial against Kimberly Kessler now. The jury is being called back in the room. We're being told they do have a verdict.
That's right, so let's listen back in.
Ms. Kessler, I've been advised that the verdict has been reached in your case. I'm going to bring you up here, give you the opportunity to participate and listen to the verdict. All right, but to do that, you again must not disrupt these proceedings.
Refuse.
Pardon?
No, thank you.
All right. Do you want to go back downstairs?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Then. You can take her back. All right.
So for those of you just joining us, we are awaiting the verdict to be read here against Kimberly Kessler. She was brought in just a moment ago, and she said that she wanted to watch this from back downstairs. Looks like the jury is entering the room right now. We're going to continue watching here. Again, the verdict should be read here momentarily.
About the time, Leo reporting that 11 o'clock is when closing arguments ended. It's here at 12:48, so that is very
Everybody,
quick.
please have a seat. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You can identify who the foreperson was just by your number. Jury number one, has the jury reached a verdict in both accounts?
Yes, sir.
All right, and have you tendered those to the bailiff?
Yes, sir.
Madam Clerk, will you please publish the verdicts?
The Circuit Court of the 4th Judicial Circuit in for Nassau County, Florida, case number 2018 CF 815, State of Florida versus Kimberly Kessler, aka Jennifer Marie Stivert. Verdict count 1, first degree murder. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty of first degree murder as charged in the indictment. We found the defendant used or attempted to use a weapon during the commission of the offense. So say we all done at Yulee, Nassau County, Florida, found by the foreperson, number 1. In the Circuit Court of the 4th Judicial Circuit in for Nassau County, Florida, case number 2018 CF 373, State of Florida versus Kimberly Kessler, actually, aka Jennifer Marie Stivert, verdict count 1, grand theft auto. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty of theft as charged in the information. The property was stolen a motor vehicle. So say we all done at Yulee, Nassau County, Florida, found by the foreperson, number 1, December 9, 2021.
Do either side like the jury pool? Yes, sir, please. Madam Clerk?
Juror number 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 4, is this your verdict? Juror number 7, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 20, is this your verdict?
You can jury number 20.
Oh, yes.
Juror number 21, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 31, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 37, is this your verdict?
It is.
Juror number 44, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 46, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 50, is this your verdict?
Yes.
And juror number 53, is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. Now that's the concluding instruction that the Florida Supreme Court wants me to read to you. But I want to take just a minute to do my best to adequately express the court's appreciation for each and every one of you sacrificing for the last 2 weeks, essentially, to provide this service to your community. It is an awesome responsibility to be selected as a juror and then to deliberate and render a verdict. Each of you have done everything we ask of jurors. You have been here. You've all paid attention. You have viewed the evidence, deliberated, and rendered a verdict. And I don't know that I can adequately express our gratitude, but we are grateful here in the court system. I know I speak for all those involved and the attorneys as well, in our appreciation for your service this week. I said it before and I'll say it again, outside of voting and serving in the armed forces, I do not know of a more important service you provide to your community, because the right to a trial by jury, which is so fundamental to the founding of our country, is meaningless unless we have citizens like you who are willing to participate. I know that when you got the summons, you're like, oh my, I'm going to have to, probably one of the busiest times of the year, you got to come down here. You got to, you might be selected for a trial. And we're taking you away from a lot of things that are going on in your life. And then you find out it may be a week, almost 2 weeks worth of your time. But I hope after going through this process, it has been meaningful to you, that you see the hard work that everybody puts into putting on a trial in order to afford an individual the right to a trial by jury. And if you get a summons in the future, I hope each and every one of you are willing to come back and do what you've done this week. I don't know, Madam Clerk, do you have you already given the work slips? Do you have them? All right, so if you need any work slips, we have them. Deputy Jewell has them. If you need anything else besides that work slip and verify your attendance or whomever, please contact my office. I'll be happy to help you out in any way that I can. What's going to take place here is in a few minutes, I'm going to discharge you. I'm going to have you leave your notes in the chairs. They will be collected by the bailiffs, and I will make sure that your notes are destroyed. They're going to take you back to the deliberation room. You can gather all your personal items, and then the bailiffs are going to escort you to your car. And after that, you are released from my instructions on talking or about the case. You can refuse to talk. You can look at anything you want now. You can watch any news reports. You don't have to watch it. It's up to you. So now, we are heading into what's called the holiday season. I want to wish all of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. You celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Celebrate Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate anything, just Happy Holidays. And I wish you all the best this season as well as in the coming new year. So with that, each of you are discharged. Thank you very much.
So there you have it. Kimberly Kessler found guilty of first-degree murder and found guilty of grand theft auto in the death of Joleen Cummings. Kind of some closure to a case now that began all the way back in May of 2018 when Joleen Cummings went missing on Mother's Day weekend.
And if you were just tuning in, you got the push alert sent to your phone, your app, about the verdict. You came in just to hear the verdict. If you're wondering, where's Kimberly Kessler? She was wheeled in. The judge said, "Are you going to?" He gave her the opportunity, every opportunity to be there to hear her verdict. She said, "No, thank you," and was reeled right back out. And that has been the case each and every day. Well, I mean, even going back to the pre-trials that we watched, and just a saga of wild activity that you would see in this. It took about 90 minutes for the jury. That's really, really fast, it seems.
That is a very fast verdict.
Because 11 o'clock is when closing arguments ended. 90 minutes, you got a verdict. Guilty first-degree murder, as Katie mentioned. And the question, you know, what happened to Joleen Cummings? All right, roughly answered, at least the jury, unanimously answering that she was in fact murdered. Although throughout all of this, while clearly a strong case according to this jury, every piece of evidence presented was circumstantial. There is still no body and still no murder weapon specific here in this case. So hopefully a little bit of closure for the family, of course, but you got to know in the back of their minds, they're wondering what actually happened to their daughter, to the mother. And maybe along and along as sentencing comes down, there will be peace of mind there as well.
And her mother has spoken time to time to the media about how difficult this case has been. And we saw her mother there. It looked like she had people around her with their arms around her as that verdict was being read. It's just, you remember when this first happened, there was always, of course, what exactly happened? Where did she go? And then when you started finding out more and more about, initially, Jennifer Siebert, because that was the name we were first told, only to find out that was an alias for Kimberly Kessler, and then kind of seeing this case unfold over the last couple of years. Today's finally the closure in that, a guilty verdict.
All right, so of course this is what we're going to cover all day long, top story, and we've got Leah Shields there, Kaylee Tracy, covering this for us. And we'll have much more on firstcoastnews.com. And when you join us for First Coast News tonight at 5 o'clock as well.